Whatever you're going to do, the award system that the Army has right now is broken almost beyond redemption. In fact, from the amount of officers I've seen in my career get high-level awards for doing nothing but warming a seat, I'm going to roll back my previous comment and say the award system in the United States military is broken beyond repair. Hello everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. All right. So I'm going to finish up the stories in Iraq, at least the major ones that I can remember. I have a couple of dozen smaller stories that I'm going to probably just go through real quickly in probably 2 or 3 video series. But on this particular situation, I was at Lair. It was somewhere towards the end of July, and I got an email from Sergeant First Class Wiley. He was now the first platoon sergeant. The other one had basically had to step down, and the commander rehired him because he fired him the first day he took command because he didn't like him. But, running a fucking combat unit like a fucking knitting circle in a combat zone eventually caught up to him that it was a stupid fucking idea. That's beside the point. So anyway, he let me know that the 152 Field Artillery was getting sent back home because the Army had finally realized they had sent them to a FOB without their guns and they didn't have any fucking job to do. They were there for they got there right around the same time we did, and they pulled them out like in July, so we're talking part of January, February, March, April, May, June, July. I think they were leaving at the beginning of August, so technically 8 months, 7-ish, 8 months, something like that. Which, it's fine because they're, legitimately, the Army legitimately fucked up. I mean, they did it for our MOB site. It happens. It happened quite a bit, I guess. So anyway, there were some awards written and sent up to some of the units that were still on Abu, and nobody refused to do anything with these awards because they were sent there to the FOB without any parent unit or being attached to any parent unit. So basically they're out there flapping. So I wrote up some awards for them, and I sent them up the chain at the 202, which they were fucking shot the fuck down, which is royally fucked up, because if you read the regulations, anyone can write an award for anyone in the Army. It only has to be in black ink and legible. Okay, during World War II, they were writing awards on the back of fucking T-rat boxes and C-rat boxes and stuff. But whatever you're going to do, the award system that the Army has right now is broken almost beyond redemption. In fact, from the amount of officers I've seen in my career get high-level awards for doing nothing but warming a seat, I'm going to roll back my previous comment and say the award system in the United States military is broken beyond repair. Okay, so it gets shot down. I get fucking called in that night by the sergeant major, and I get fucking yelled at and dressed down. It was every day at 1800, 1830. That I shouldn't be fucking submitting awards for other units, and that's against regulations, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't even bother correcting him because he was only focused on 670-1 because he had an 82 fucking IQ, and he was a worthless fucking piece of shit. So now I'm all spun up about the whole thing because the 152, they showed up with nothing. They acquired 2 Connexes, all of the goddamn tools and equipment and parts, and they were working under a fucking camo net in the heat of Iraq, and they were outperforming the 202 MI battalion's motor pool 2-1. 2-1. I can't tell you how many times I would drop something off at the 202. Oh, we can't get to it for 4 to 6 days. Oh, and I take it over to the 152. It's done in 2 days. Okay, and the 152 went all the way up to level 4 maintenance. Okay, they would do a lot of level 4 fucking shit that you can't get done except at victory. They would do it right fucking there. It was fucking outstanding, and I was beyond lividly pissed off when I found out that they were being sent back to the fucking States with no fucking ended tour awards, no fucking awards whatsoever, and the fucking command that I fell under refused to fucking do anything about it. And I kind of should have taken that as a hint, because when it was our turn to get end of tour awards, they fucking shit all over us. That's another story. So I'm not the kind of guy that you want to really get pissed off at you. I've never really been the forgiving type. It's an eye for an eye with me. It is what it is. I'm getting a little softer in my older years, but there are certain things that I'm not gonna fucking get over, and that is fucking disrespecting soldiers, especially when they fucking do an outstanding fucking job. All right, and then that was a slap in the face to these guys. All right, these guys basically set down their fucking lives, were activated, sent to Iraq without the proper equipment, attached to nobody, and still made shit happen. They deserved. They should have. I would have liked to see them all get fucking Bronze Stars, but my shit got thrown in the fucking dumpster. Got turned back. Got it. So I sat down behind my computer and I wrote a letter to the Army Times, a glowing review of the 152 Field Artillery and how they showed up in Iraq without any guns, and they weren't attached to anyone, but they acquired their own connexes and camo net tools, which they begged, borrowed, and probably stole, which I'm not judging, and out-serviced the 202 MI battalions, motor pool 2-1. Wow. Granted, I got a bunch of attaboys from my men. The 152 were fucking very happy about it. And the 202 MI battalion just fucking flipped their shit. They were furious. They had called out their motor pool, which had been a problem the entire deployment, in front of God and everybody, the entire fucking army. But it was the truth. And if the truth hurts when it's spoken, then somebody in that area is living a lie. All right, that's just it. So, I don't know how I fucking wound up staying the first sergeant, because the 202 MI, Colonel Edwards was just lividly pissed off at me. But the proof is in the pudding, All our numbers were great. I had cut down the bitching and the whining an insane amount. I had raised morale. I was taking care of soldiers, not only in my unit, but in his battalion as well, because there were a lot of senior NCOs that were walking around in the 202 MI who only gave a shit or a fuck or damn about themselves, not about their dudes. Okay, or dudettes. There was female soldiers there too. So, I didn't get fucking relieved, and I got to stay the first sergeant, which, worked out for everyone else. But, who fucking does that? Who fucking throws a flying crossbody cock block at your fucking parent battalion in the Army Times in front of God and everybody and still gets to keep your job? It's unheard of. Oh, shit, that was funny as shit. But it needed to be done. Now, on a side note, with the 152, I was contacted by several reporters that operate out of the state of Maine in regards to the article that I had written, and they wanted my input. And I told them everything. I provided them pictures, descriptions, of everything that they fucking did. Somewhere I have the pictures. It was amazing. And I heard that their governor actually wrote them a bunch of end of tour awards stateside because the Army dropped the ball in monumental fashion in regards to the 152 Field Artillery. And I don't know if that unit's still around, but if those guys who went on that deployment fucking, hear this, I am fucking beyond thankful you existed, and you really saved lives of my men with that fucking outstanding maintenance you pulled on those vehicles. Okay, now here's another one. This happened about a week later. It's called the ASP fuck up. All right. So First platoon, Sergeant First Class Wiley is working out of Abu Ghraib prison. And they were getting intel dumps that there's this huge imminent attack going to take place. All right. So, I'm like, okay, that's fucking crazy. And then he sends me an email, and then he calls me and says he cannot get the key to the ASP on Abu Ghraib prison because the commander has it. And if we get attacked, he can't get into it to get the ammo needed to defend the FOB and his fucking, area. I'm like, holy shit. That's crazy. So I go talk to the commander, Major Worthless, and I explained the situation to him, that I would fucking inventory all of the ammo that came out and keep a list and give it to him when it was done and blah, blah, blah. Because he was still pissed off about the 3-shell Monty I played with the ammo in the first place. But they still had the ammo, and they fucking needed it. So I jump on the convoy, roll my fucking ass out to fucking Abu. And first thing I do, I walk in, drop my shit, pull out the ASP key, and we go get a line of dudes and we pack mule fucking ammo. And we put it right there in the TOC. I had a Mark 19 on a tripod. I had about 11 boxes of good fucking Mark 19 ammo. I had thousands of rounds of linked 308, thousands of rounds of linked 5.56. I had thousands of rounds of 5.56 ammo, hand grenades, AT4s, the whole fucking deal. Okay, if the shit went down, they all just had to come to ASP. Everyone had more than enough ammo until the fucking choppers arrive or whatever. I mean, there was probably, depending upon how fast they went through it, they could probably sustain themselves for a good 3 hours, which is pretty good. And did I write down all the ammo that I pulled out? Yes, I did. Did I give it to them? Yes, I did. And I don't recall anything else happening with that other than the fact that I was on Abu Ghraib, and I stayed for like a week. I think maybe a little over a week, because I did not want to miss the attack. I did not want to miss it. All right, I'd already seen a convoy, an enemy convoy that was going to attack, get fucking tore up by Apaches early on. And I kind of wanted to see it again because I didn't really have a good view. But, from one of the towers, where they're basically saying it was going to come from, it was an unobstructed view, which actually happened about 4 days after I left. And it went down just like the other one did. They lined up their stuff. They were getting ready to go. The Apache showed up. Everyone got turned into road pizza. And that was the end of that. And I missed the whole goddamn thing. I even missed the car bomb. Damn it. I got pictures of that, but I don't think I could put them on YouTube because I'll get taken off for community guidelines, which, it's pretty vulgar and crazy, but, what are you going to do? Okay. All right, so we talked about ASP fucked up, big attack. Okay, we're going to talk about working hours here. All right. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why this is, but whenever a big war happens and they call up Army Reserve and National Guard soldiers, they are not respected at all. Not at all. And at that point in the game, like 52% of the boots on the ground were Reserve and National Guard soldiers. We outnumbered active duty. But for whatever reason, it was okay to keep my guys up 18 hours a day, doing all kinds of crazy ass shit, while the 202 MI battalion, I was a company, this is a battalion, their guys are working 8-hour shifts, getting the weekends off, or at least 2 days off a week if they had to work through the weekends. And my guys are working 24/7, 365, 18 hours a fucking day. That is unacceptable. So I sit down behind the computer, I look at the regs for the 88 mics, I look at all the fucking how much sleep they need to drive, and then I go to the state side and I get the sleep requirements for several of the states in America. And I write this up and I basically tell the sergeant major, my guys are working, this amount of hours. We're expected to drive, operate machinery, do all kinds of fucking crazy stuff. But we're not getting a proper amount of rest. And to make it worse, your men are working basically 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Now, this needs to be rectified, or guess what? This is all going to get written up into an IG complaint, and I'm going to roll my ass down to Victory and hand it over to him direct. And I'm going to send it up to the DOD IG so that everybody and their fucking mother knows what's going on, and you're going to be fucked. He didn't like that. He got really fucking pissed off. And I just said, well, Sergeant Major, this is how shit works. You're the Sergeant Major. I'm a first sergeant. I have a fucking problem. I'm bringing it to you to fix first before I take it up the level, because that's how shit works. So 6 hours later at the evening meeting, fucking our work went down from 18 hours to basically 12 hours a day, but only 5 days a week. The 202 MI fucking drones had to pick up the fucking slack that we've been carrying for those fucks. And why it was that bad was because the worthless sheepdog that I replaced refused to say anything about it to the Sergeant Major, because he was fucking out of his league. He spent his entire career in one National Guard unit. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Boom. Fuck that guy. Let's see. All right. I think we're going to call it there, gentlemen. We're sitting right around 16, 17 minutes. So you guys take it easy.